Good evening, everybody. Could you all please confirm if I'm audible? Please put a yes in the chat. All right, thank you. Good evening once again. Thank you. Thank you all for registering and attending this one-week national level online faculty development program on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell and the exam cells of St. John Technical and Education Campus, Palghar, in association with IPSR Solutions Limited. Today, we would like to welcome Dr. Suresh Namboothiri, who is the Director of Espoir Technologies and IPSR Solutions Limited. He will be the resource person and he will be taking the topic for today. And we would also like to welcome Mrs. Deept Lopez, HOD, First Year Engineering, St. John College of Engineering and Management. She'll be giving the word of thanks and the gist of learning. Now, and we would also like to welcome all the FDP resource persons, managers, directors, principals, vice principals, representatives from management, HODs, IQC coordinators, and all faculty members. Now, about this FDP, this is a one-week FDP program with live sessions from the timing of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we expect you to be there on all days. There is no fee for this FDP, and this is actually our 5th day of the FDP. All the participants will receive the LMS access, the video recording for all the days, and the provision to download your FDP completion certificate. The procedure for receiving the certificate will be informed to you towards the end of the FDP. That will be tomorrow. If you are unable to attend any of the live sessions, the recording will be available in the LMS. We have shared LMS access details through email to those who have registered till afternoon. Those who have registered after that, we will send you the LMS details via mails by tomorrow. If you have any trouble in attending the WebEx online sessions, you can also join by the YouTube live session link, the link of which I've already put in the chat. My name is Sijin Jacob George. I'm working as Global Relations Manager with IPSR Solutions Limited, and I'll be the event moderator. Now, before we move on to the session, if you all could please turn on your videos for a few seconds, we would like to take a screenshot for documentation purpose. Yeah, just turn on your videos and then you can turn it off. All right, thank you. Now we can please turn off your videos. Now we will move on to the session. Today's session topic is going to be generative AI and research. This is going to be delivered by Dr. Suresh Namboothiri, who is a director at IPSR Solutions Limited and Espoir Technologies. Now, Dr. Suresh Namboothiri is a product design specialist with over 30 years of industry experience. He has contributed to automobiles, consumer electronics, home appliances, and telecommunications. He was formerly the COO of Tata Motors. He played a key role in developing India's first car, the Indica, and has designed over 200 projects, many pioneering in India. He is a seasoned interviewer for senior engineering and management roles. He has assessed over 12,000 candidates, driving his research into Indian engineering education. Collaborating with global industry experts and Ivy League universities, he led a pan-India ethnographic study to identify systemic challenges and solutions. Currently, as the director at IPSR Solutions Limited and Espoir Technologies, Pune, he mentors institutions like IITs and NITs, focusing on employability, outcome-based education, design thinking, and AI in education. He is a researcher, educator, and corporate consultant. He actively engages in faculty development programs and industry academia collaborations. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sujin, and good evening to all. So we had a session last day, and that was about generative AI for pedagogy. And today we are going to speak about generative AI for high impact research. When I say high impact research, that is actually the objective of means purposeful research. Why should we do purposeful research? The reason we have spoken a lot in the last session, because ultimately with the innovation we can actually survive. Otherwise, we are going to be in great difficulty, because anything technological we have to beg in front of other people. Now, just to see that day before yesterday's news, NVIDIA market capitalization has gone to 5 trillion. Means that is almost 1 trillion more than the total GDP of India as a country. Means what is that NVIDIA? NVIDIA is an idea. NVIDIA is an idea. I remember in Pune, NVIDIA was functioning as a small company somewhere here. Means I am not telling that it is the main company, but its India Development Center was so small here. Later they expanded from Pune to Bangalore, but they have that GPU business. It has come to such a level that they are the most valuable company in the world, and they are crossing. If you see the GDP level, they are actually number three now. Number three in the sense, above them only two countries are there. That is the level they have gone. These are all because of what? Because of research. If you see the top companies, they are all top because they have got something new, and they have got something new which is attractive and which really makes us crave. So therefore, our research should not be stopping at a publication and seeing on a journal. Our research should be purposeful, and this purposeful research, it has to ultimately culminate as a product, process, or a project, something. Otherwise, it is only the one person, he does so much of work and publishes something, and it remains in a list or his resume. That's all. Means we have to stop doing research for the purpose of promotion. We have to start doing research for the purpose of our own contribution to the body of knowledge and for contribution to the economy. With our research, someone should get benefited, because most of the people, they are doing research with the taxpayers' money. Therefore, it is not only taxpayers' money, we are actually taking away the time we should have devoted to our students or to our family members. So the time we are spending on research or for the purpose of research or in the name of research, there is a cost associated with that. So we have to respect that. We are taking other people time. We are taking other people resources. So and we are struggling ourselves. We are putting stress on us. So there should be an efficiency for doing research. So today we are going to speak about this. And as usual, see, whenever you go and whenever you see there is a program on research, immediately what they do, they come with a list of 10 AI tools. They say that for doing this AI tool, for doing this AI tool. I am not going to do in that way, because I am going to speak about fundamental. I am going to speak about something. If you are going to follow those AI tool, you are going to get something which is built in that AI tool, nothing beyond that. So I am going to speak something, means like the Chinese proverb, don't give fish, we have to teach fishing. Therefore, we are going to speak about that point here. And I am going to show you one platform that is actually developed for India, developed after understanding all the shortcomings of Indian research scholars, after understanding where Indian research scholars are pushed and where they are really helpless, and where our research guides are getting frustrated. All these things are covered here in this. So So we are going to speak about that. Let me start sharing my slide. 1 minute. I hope you can see a blue screen and an arrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it is artificial intelligence for high impact research. I mean really high impact. I am going to show you which are the places we really miss. And if we are going to put effort in that way, you are going to create real high impact research. And your objective will not be only for publication. You will be remembered as a contributor to the body of knowledge. So let me start from here. This is the situation of almost all researchers and research scholars here in India. As I was telling you yesterday, the main reason is most of us are not built to become a researcher because that curiosity or because of that rational critical thinking, creative thinking is not built into our DNA. In the similar fashion, we need a language. As I was telling you yesterday, in the Bloom's taxonomy, we need a literacy for constructing insight. That type of literacy is also not built. In the sense, even if you have a research idea, we do not have that language to write it properly and to give to a respectable journal for publication. So we have got many challenges. So when we face those challenges, almost our situation is like this. We have got books, we have got a computer, everything. Our head is drizzling, full of question and exclamatory mark, and we are on fire when the time is going on. This is a situation in that. So we are going to speak that particular portion of that high artificial intelligence for high impact research. Now, let us get. Whenever you are in that situation, you go and ask for help. Immediately, people will come with this AI tool for that, this AI tool for this AI tool for this. What are all the AI tools I have seen in this? I made a categorization. What type of AI tools are available? There are AI tools for searching literature, like Site Assistant, Consensus, SciSpace, Synapse. Similarly, AI tools for literature review. That is a connected paper, lit maps, elicit, or research rabbit, etc., etc. Then we have got AI tools for content generation. It can be ChatGPT, Perplexity, Jenny, Visio, anything. Then there are AI tools for chat, summarize, and paraphrase. Paper Digest, OpenRead, Chat PDF. There are many in that way. Then there are AI tools for data analysis and data visualization, like Notable, Code Interpreter, then AI grammar check. But after going through all these means all these, I come to one conclusion. I will tell you that. I will tell you one conclusion. I will tell you a story. This story told by my father. My father told me that during his childhood in our village, I am coming from a place called Kottayam in Kerala state. In our village, there was a mosquito menace. Entire village full of mosquito. It is not only our village, all nearby villages. People did everything, and there was no solution. People used to get disease, means very severe fever, and people used to die. When people were with no solution, there was a newspaper advertisement. In the newspaper advertisement, it is written, surefire solution for killing mosquitoes. Surefire solution means you buy their equipment. It was an advertisement from a Delhi company. Means you pay 25 rupees, they will give some equipment, you use that, 100% mosquitoes will die. Many people purchased that one in our village. You know what? That time a bank officer used to get 40 rupees per month salary. That time this equipment was 25 rupees, and many people purchased it. Do you know what they received in the received? They got a packet, came with a registered post. They opened that box. What they got was that there was a 2-inch by 2-inch one steel block and a small hammer. You take a mosquito from air, put it on that steel block and hit. Mosquito will die. 100% sure. This is what I feel when I see this all AI tools. Actually, what is the requirement? The most difficult, what is the most difficult part? That part is not addressed by any of these AI tools. The most difficult part is that in your area, you have to get a correct idea for research. And that particular research, it should be in line with your objective, your requirement. It should be contributing to the body of knowledge. It has to be purposeful. It has to lead to something else. So that is the thing. Here, catching mosquito from the air, that is the difficult part. This is in the same way. You need to understand that almost 100% of these AI tools for research are developed by foreigners because they are coming from a culture. No one without a deep interest in science or deep interest in that enthusiasm, curiosity, nobody will go for research. Nobody will become a teacher. For them, the becoming a teacher or becoming a researcher is not a last minute career change, career planning. They plan it from the very beginning. So all these AI tools are coming from another society. We can say that it is coming from another culture. And that culture is not the culture what we are having here. We need another type of setting. Now, let us see that one. When we sit like that, there are one type of people. They come with something called bibliometrics. That is bibliometrics. You all must be knowing that what is bibliometrics. This is another. Let me ask you a question. You are all faculty members. Will you approve of this method? Will you call all your students? Will you call all your students and show them these are the three question papers of no, these are the three question papers of last 3 semester examinations. Now the questions are only going to come from this. Now you need to study only this. Will you, being a good faculty member, will you tell this thing to your students? You will not, because you don't want their knowledge to be limited, their preparation to be limited only to some 15 into 3, totally some 42 questions. They are going to study only that. Bibliometrics is doing exactly the same thing. Bibliometrics actually immoral. It is actually immoral. I will tell you why it is. But its value is depending upon how we use it. It's a tool for productivity. Bibliometrics involves quantitative analysis of publication, that is citation count, co-authorship network, keyword trend. It can help researchers identify hot topic. That is exactly like a student searching for what could be the examination question coming, or gaps by analyzing large volumes of literature systematically. For those focused on increasing paper count, if for those people they are focused on increasing paper count, bibliometrics can be a strategic tool. However, this approach can sometimes prioritize quantity over depth, leading to Me Too papers. I also published a paper that fills the gap artificially rather than addressing meaningful scholarly questions. The research objective is not, it is not for bibliometrics. Research gap, insight versus search. This we have to understand. Bibliometrics derived gaps often emerge from data mining. You know that rather than deep intellectual curiosity. This can lead to gaps that are statistically evident, but not necessarily significant. There is a research gap, but where this research gap is going to be used, what is the consequence? No answer. There is a research gap, so that I will make a paper, I will publish. This is what bibliometrics is all about. Contrast this with the gap originated from theoretical contradicting. Existing studies conflict on X. This is what actually required in a research. Real world problem. Climate models fail to account for Z. That is, Z is a particular thing. Methodological limitation. Current tools can't measure Y accurately. These type of things, when you do, your papers will get citation. Even if you spend, you spend maybe 10% more time, you will get a better thing. I am going to tell how that is to be done. The best research combines both, using bibliometrics to support gaps identified through insight, not to replace them. Now, ethics and scholarly value. Bibliometrics can incentivize gaming academia. That is salami slicing papers, you know that. One paper split into various, chasing trendy but shallow topics. Okay, if I publish on that, there was a time anyone write anything on AI, it used to get published. But many of these papers are shallow papers. This is a systemic issue in publish or perish culture. However, it is also a legitimate method when used ethically. Now, challenges to the research ecosystem. Focus on quantity over quality, citation biases and gaming the system. These are all the things bibliometrics. Overlooking context and content. This is what, but paper can be published. Reinforcement of academic inequality. These five, short-termism and trend chasing. You know what? This is myopia, short-termism and trend chasing. This is what the trend. This is what the AI immediately go and publish some paper in that. Six, limited assessment of societal impact. Means bibliometrics papers, you can immediately see limited assessment of societal impact. Conclusion, a useful but a flawed tool. Bibliometrics. While bibliometrics provides some useful insight, it is not a reliable measure of research quality. Over-reliance on it promotes gaming the system. I repeat, gaming the system discourages truly innovative work and undermines academic integrity. If you are looking for, these are the things with the bibliometrics. So, conclusion, what matters? True scholarly impact requires critical thinking, originality, rigor. I repeat, true scholarly impact requires. I am going to speak about this. I am going to show you a solution which is actually with a critical thinking, originality, and rigor. This is what we require from our research. Let us see how we will do that. Now, before we go further, let us speak about an important thing. You are all researchers, and you all know many research scholars. Now our research has given 25 key challenges faced by Indian research scholars. For that, there are no solution with this AI tools which is available in the market. I do not have time because we have got only 2 hours and I have already consumed 25 minutes. So let me start with this. The challenges faced by a typical Indian research scholar. 1. Cognitive dissonance, contradictory beliefs about innovation and safe research. Second, fear-based learning. Fear of failure prevents risk-taking. Third, learned helplessness, dependency in thinking. Means these are all the things coming from our system, because the way in which we learned in our society, in our schooling system, or in our graduation, this is what we learn. For surface recognition, miss underlying principles. Confirmation bias. Hierarchy prevents challenging ideas. We never challenge ideas. If a person said, immediately confirm. 6. Missing mental models. Limited problem-solving framework. Mental model. Problem-solving framework. Almost everyone has got it is nil. 7. Metacognitive blindness. Unable to examine own thinking. Whether thinking about thinking. What I am thinking is correct or not. We do not have a mechanism to think Therefore, whatever is coming, we go ahead with that. Number 8, intellectual mimicry, copying without understanding. It is intellectual mimicry. 9, risk-reward misalignment, poor assessment of research decision, risk-reward misalignment. 10, knowledge compartments, poor cross-domain connection. We are actually department-wise. We are all silos. Actually, you take about engineering. There is only one engineering. This mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, all these things are only for teaching convenience. They made it separate. But I am an engineer with over 30, 35 years of experience. I worked on so many projects, so many interdisciplinary. I told you that I am the smallest product I developed is a Titan sports watch, and the biggest one is Toyota Innova's roof and floor. In between about 160 products I design, everything is interdisciplinary. I want to tell you that. Take my pen, it is interdisciplinary. Take my specs, this is interdisciplinary. There is not even one product in the world which is coming from one discipline. Therefore, at the same time, we have to see that only now we are talking about interdisciplinary. There are full knowledge compartmentalization, and we put this thing in our mind, confirm in such a way that you are physics, you are biology, you are and you are from Hindi. In that way, we are so cross domain happening about interdiscipline is very difficult. 11, authority dependence, over reliance on authority. Second, 12, theory practice gap. We are not entering to the third level of Bloom's taxonomy. We are remaining in second level, most of them, because cannot apply knowledge. Now 13, linear thinking, unable to think in system. Everything is a system. If I am sitting here, I am sitting in a system. There are many components which are interdependent. So if something has got affecting something, see one thing, if there is an electricity failure, my talking to you has gone. Or one thing, if there is an issue with the computer, is gone. So therefore, these are all part of system. So this system interconnectedness is not coming to our system. This is a very important thing for research. 14, narrative fallacy, false research interpretation. Sometimes I feel some of our researchers are doing more hallucination, more false interpretation than ChatGPT itself. 15, abstract to concrete gap, poor concept translation. Means we need concrete. We need concrete. It is not abstract. Then first order thinking. What is first order thinking? Missing cascade effects. 17, intellectual territory. Means intellectual territory. Once we get an idea, then we put a fence around our idea. We do not allow anyone to break the concept what we have. This is what the intellectual territory is. 18, poor synthesis, cannot create new knowledge. Means we are all researchers, but how many of us are actually creating new knowledge? New knowledge is coming from where? I was telling you, I think in some other session, synthesis. New knowledge is coming from synthesis. Take any new equipment. Everything is actually recombination of something else existing some other time, or something is taken from some other domain. Then it is combined. So this is what the poor synthesis. We cannot create new knowledge. So now 19, premature optimization. Means we see something, we take a decision, jump with that. Early optimization issues. 20, cultural load. Biases affect thinking. Means we are not ready to change. Our cultural thing are so much embedded. Means there is no question of why. Or one thing, this analysis evaluation is seldom happening. 21, imposter syndrome, intellectual inferiority. You tell one whitish person, one foreigner, he said like this, we salute. Second, low intellectual courage, fear of challenges. 23, analogical gaps, poor cross-domain transfer. 24, low intellectual humility, can't acknowledge gap, intellectual humility. So these are all the 24 major issues faced by Indian research scholars across campuses, go anywhere in India. Now let us go, let us see like that. When we are coming to real AI, when we are using it, what are the things actually we can expect from? We can expect from AI. It is not that AI means you went to that tool, this tool. Real thing, what are the things you can expect is that instant ideation expansion. Means AI's main benefit is that AI augments you. Who are you? AI augments you. In Malayalam, we say, there is a saying that Tan Padi Devam Padi, means you are half. You do your half. God will do God's half. Means don't expect God to do God's half till you do your half. My mother always used to tell that, do you pray, but it's okay. But you do your half first. Then you expect God to come and God's half. This is exactly happening with the generative AI. You do your half, then AI will do AI's half. Because unless you do your half, don't expect AI to do AI's half. So first is that instant ideation expansion. Second is uninterrupted research flow. You know what? I have traveled to almost 260 campuses in India. Everywhere, in every campus, every research scholar, they are all in one condition. Do you know what is that condition? They are stuck. They are stuck at some place. They cannot come out of that. They are asking for appointment of the guide. They are not getting. When they go and meet the guide is already frustrated. Then that particular transaction happening is not that pleasant. So uninterrupted research flow, AI is going to help. Critical thinking amplification. Critical thinking amplification. You know that the critical thinking is not taught in Indian system, even though that is the most important for a research. So critical thinking is happening, can be done with the generative AI. Then time efficiency boost, horizon broadening, innovation catalyst, motivation multiplier, data, dynamic data assimilation, evolutionary idea adaptation. You know, research is a journey. When you are in a journey, you are looking through the window. When you start journey, ending the journey, you are not the same person. Because if you are noticing, you are actually getting some ideas from that. So when you are starting a research, you are one person. You in this journey, you are actually getting transformed. That is what the transformation required in the lifelong learning. That is what one of the graduate attributes. Unless you are going to get transformed in that way, you will not be able to transform your students also. Then rapid literature synthesis. The time has gone. We used to do the literature review. Now what you are doing is rapid literature synthesis. Synthesis means you are putting together. It is a marriage, or it's a better than marriage. 11, bias detection and neutralization. Even though generative AI is biased, people say, but with the right approach and expertise in prompting, you can actually do bias detection and neutralization with the generative AI. Adaptive learning edge, advanced visualization, scalable research modularity, interdisciplinary integration, holistic research enhancement. Many things you can do with the generative AI, but you should not get limited only by certain AI tools available. And you should not put yourself, yourself arrested by some of the framework. Say that this is what the way research is done. That was the day research was done. That is not the way research will be done, because this AI has totally changed the system. I have got my close friends working in various countries. I will tell you, they are all using generative AI to the hilt. And we are speaking about 2040, we become Vishwa Guru. First of all, what is happening is that even if we run at a maximum speed, if we see whatever speed in which they are running, you can imagine that what type of speed we must get. Now, now let me go ahead with because we need to show you some very important thing. See, this is a 10-step research methodology. This is a totally more than something around 120 micro steps of research methodology. This is for one project, one research topic or another. This research methodology can be systematically used by making use of AI. But before going further, I am going to show you another important thing, that using AI to identify the most suited this research topic, everything, and this is what I wanted to tell you. Very, very critical thing. Very, very critical thing. This is what not taught in India, and we are all suffering because of that. Right from 1950s Kothari Commission report to NEP 2020, this word is there, but it is not in the syllabus. It is critical thinking. I do not know how people can miss it, and how even autonomous institution cannot include this in the syllabus. Because my understanding, I heard from some of the top people, is that autonomy is given to autonomous institutions because they can change syllabuses, they can change their teaching methods appropriately. But I want to tell you that most of the, I will tell 100% of autonomous institutions are just to continue in this way. They only added some courses. They have not changed anything with the teaching learning methodologies. And I am going to speak about these details tomorrow, that how this AI is going to really damage these institutions. Damage. I am using the word damage. Tomorrow I am going to speak about that. So here, critical thinking framework. This is what the outline. This is based on the critical thinking institution in San Francisco, America. This is the structure. You must apply intellectual standard. That is the first column, to the elements of thought or elements of reasoning, so that you develop intellectual traits. I am telling you this as a this simplest memorable framework for, then you become high impact research and you see the trophy. You know, here what is happening, most people see only the trophy, because we do not have the eyes to see that invisible, what is behind the hard work. That, as I was telling you yesterday, with that 3 levels of Bloom's taxonomy or 3 domains of Bloom's taxonomy, before creation, one person is becoming the characterization of that. So before a person publishing a good research, that person is becoming a good researcher. Research is becoming his character. So therefore, this is a system. You must apply intellectual standards to the elements of reasoning so that you develop intellectual traits. These intellectual traits will make you a good researcher. Then from there, you start creating very good research continuously. If we are not ready to become a good researcher, then every time till retirement and beyond, every time we struggle for research in the same way. Therefore, it is better to build our capability in the main basic of critical thinking so that we develop. I will show you this. You must apply intellectual standards. Now, what are all those intellectual standards? I am going to tell you 10 intellectual standards here. Whatever you do, whether it is in professional life or personal life, or whether you are in teaching or you are in research, if you are applying this intellectual standards, you will be seen as a good intellectual. If you are not using this, you will be seen, nowadays students are very smart, they see through the teacher. So I am going to tell you, these are the 10 intellectual, these are the 10 intellectual, eh, these are the 10 intellectual standards. One, clarity. Second, accuracy. Third, relevance. Fourth, logicality. Fifth, breadth. Sixth, depth. Seven, precision. Eight, significance. Nine, completeness. 10, fairness. These are the 10 intellectual standards we have to use in whatever we do. To the elements of thought, elements of reasoning. Let me tell you what are all the 8 elements of reasoning. 8 elements of reasoning are purpose, questions, information, concept. I will tell you how it is used. Concepts, point of view, inferences, assumptions, implication. Now, we have seen 10 intellectual standards, 8 elements of reasoning, and then it is coming to intellectual traits. Now, I will tell you why am I speaking this to you? The reason is, you know what is the difference between graphite and diamond. Graphite with one atom shift becoming a diamond. That is what happening in our country. We need to shift that one atom so that many people are going to become diamonds. And when our system refuse even to tell that which atom how to shift, then our system, this exactly that atom means this critical thinking, how we are going to use. Now you see what are all intellectual traits. You will see that intellectual courage. First intellectual trait is intellectual courage. You know, I am coming from Tata Group. I will tell you a story. In Bombay Fort, there is a building. There is a 3-storied building called Bombay House. That is a head office of Tata. Tata Sons and Mr. Ratan Tata used to sit there. Now Mr. N. Chandrasekharan is sitting there. You know, that was a 3-storied building. And later, they wanted, because of lack of space, they wanted to add one more. They wanted to add one more. But Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Paliga, they didn't agree for that. They are saying like that, this building doesn't have strength to take the 4th floor. But Tata Group said that the building has got strength, but they didn't agree. Then anyway, it is important that one has to get approval from them. So what they did, they constructed the 4th floor according to that by giving pillars on all sides. But you know what? Pillar and top, there is a 1-inch gap, because Tata engineers were very sure that this particular thing, these pillar support is not required. Only to show as a compliance, they made a pillar, but kept 1-inch gap, because it is not supported by pillars at all. It is remaining for decades now. This is what exactly intellectual courage. You know what you are doing. Intellectual humility. Intellectual humility is, I am ready to say, this I don't know, but this I know. Means if you know many things, you will be always have the humility to tell you don't know many things. Then intellectual integrity, you stand by what you say. Intellectual empathy, don't, like here we are saying, means recently I went to an institution. There was a one person, he is a big terror. He's a terror. He is a bulldozer walking through the corridor. I'm not naming the place or institution. You also must be knowing that. What is the reason for his antenna? He says that I published 3 papers in international journal. That is what. That such people should have empathy. Such people should have intellectual empathy. Means They published, okay, you are great, but you please allow other people also to publish paper. You are not the only one faculty member here. There are many other people. Even you also were there. I wanted to tell all these things, but I am speaking with this in this webinar. If that person or if such people, if they listen this, my request is that let us build intellectual empathy, then intellectual autonomy, intellectual perseverance, fair-mindedness, confidence in reason. These are all intellectual traits. When we have these, we become that character. You will start shining like a diamond in the class, diamond in the staff room, diamond everywhere. Because when you have these type of intellectual traits, you cannot hide it. Means the sun cannot be hidden. Even if you hide by something, even if somebody else tried to hide you with all college office politics, still your radiation will come out. It will leak out in some way. So the biggest protection for you is to have these intellectual traits. This will actually build you as a high impact researcher. So you start producing high impact research. Now, I am not going through this, but my request is I will tell you one particular. Okay, before that itself, just a minute. I will show you how this critical thinking is used. I want to tell you that this is the secret of great research. This is a secret we received from some of the top researchers in USA, from Ivy League universities. Means some of the top researchers, how they do research. Now you see this one. Now you must apply intellectual standards to the elements of reasoning. First elements of reasoning is purpose. How purpose is used. How do you think about the clarity of purpose, accuracy of purpose, relevance of purpose, logicality of purpose, significance of purpose, completeness of purpose, fairness of purpose? Now, see clarity of purpose. This clarity of purpose can be done in various ways, and generative AI can help us in this. Similarly, relevance of purpose. These are all directly put to research through these type of intertwined questions. These type of intertwined questions, new ideas come up. Otherwise, we will think that people sitting in various places, they are getting ideas. Here, we are not getting any ideas. Our main problem, as I was telling you in the last session, our main problem, we are not getting ideas. After 1978 computer science department in IIT Bombay and 1965 purchasing of IBM supercomputer in IIT Kanpur, more than 2000 breakthrough innovations happened in information technology, and nothing came from these places. As I was telling you last time, IT is the industry really swallowed almost all funding in the last 40 years, and they carried almost all brilliant people of India, but they could not deliver one new idea. This is what the real thing, what is happening here. This is the solution for that. Means clarity of purpose, accuracy of purpose, relevance of purpose. Means that this is the way in which individually we think. I am going to take you further from here. I am going to take you further from here. Applied reasoning for research with the AI. Now we are coming to questions. How the question, clarity of question, accuracy of question, relevance of question, logicality of question, precision of question, significance of question, fairness of question, completeness of question, depth of question. From here, another set of the thing comes out. Now, third thing. Now we are coming to information. What is information? See this, data and information, clarity of data and information, accuracy of data and information, relevance of data and information, logicality of data and information. This is what the thinking style. This is what actually built into this, built into in foreign countries through the system, through their education. Now, please note, almost all of you would have studied research methodology. Almost all of you would have studied a paper and written and passed an examination on research methodology. Why they didn't give this in research methodology? This is what the core of research. Now, this applied reasoning for research with the AI concept. When we are speaking about concept, clarity of concept, accuracy of concept, relevance of concept, logicality of concept, then depth of concept, completeness of concept. So in this way, this is what actually the applied critical thinking. I am going little fast because this artificial intelligence for high impact research, I normally take a class for 2 days. This 2 days thing I have to complete in 2 hours by showing you some of the important things. Therefore, I have to skip, but I am making special effort that I am not missing anything. So here you must apply intellectual standards to the elements of reasoning so that you develop intellectual traits. Now change this you to I. So this is what actually happening with our research. 2-3 things I told you important point. Point number 1 is that what is actually missing in our research ecosystem is not given by any of the AI tools because they are all from foreign countries. Second thing is that what is happening in our all campuses in India, what we require is a hand holding. What we require is hand holding. Means from A to Z, we need support. Means we should not allow people to get stuck. Do you know the number of drug addicts in research scholars? Do you know how many people are committing suicide? Do you know how many people are going into depression? Everything is because of research, and everything has got solution in AI. Everything has got, if it is properly used. And do you know what? There are how many immoral things are happening only in the name of research. Only in the name of research, blackmailing, and only for publishing. These are the things happening. We have solution for this entire thing if we put our mind. I am sitting here only to speak about that. Now, I am going to show you a platform which is actually made for Indian research scholars after seeing all the problems of Indian research scholars. See, I am going to speak about this particular thing. There is a need for a solution. We cannot live like this. We cannot live because one side we say problem, other side also we say problem. And the type of the solution we bring, those solutions are another set of problem. So there is a requirement of some problem. Therefore, I am showing here one particular platform. This platform is called Vigyana, Vigyana. You please write down this particular thing, Vigyana website, next week it will be on, but you can see like that. It is vigyana.org. Vigyana.org. That is a website. That is a website. You can see this, but you are one of the first to see this. What is this? Now let me show you one by. I will now. You are. I hope you can see this screen. Can you see the screen, Vigyana? Please let me know whether you can see the screen.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, this is Vigyana platform website. This is a Vigyana platform. This is a portal, and this is A to Z. A to Z for research means right from searching for a research idea which is close to your heart to the end. It is going through entire research methodology and coming to the end for preparation of the paper itself, preparation of the paper with your own effort, with your own idea. Now let me show you this first. I will take you through this first, then I will show you an example how to use vigyana.org. How to use vigyana.org. So first, there are 4 sections for vigyana.org. One is research and publication ideas. Second is critical thinking and investigation. Third is research methodology. Fourth is Indian knowledge system. Then we have got some more thing. I will explain those things in due course. Now, let us first speak about this research and publication idea. You know that in our campuses, there are 2 types of people, 2 types of research scholars. One type, they have got little research idea. I want to do a research in this line. They at least come with a research idea. There are another type. They are very big, means they are a very big group. They do not have a research idea, but they have got some deep interest in certain domains, certain subject. So here what Vigyana does is identification and fine-tuning of ideas. It is not bibliometry. Bibliometry means, as I was telling you earlier, it is doing a data mining and taking something and saying that, see, this is a research gap, you do a research on that. It is for what? Surrogate pregnancy. You are carrying somebody's child. Whether you want to do that, that is your value system. That you decide whether you want to do, or whether you want to have your own child. If you want to have your own child, Vigyana is your own, because Vigyana is actually identifying what is your interest and how you can do that. So I will show you this. Second is validation of idea. Validation of idea in the sense, during my time, I have seen that many people, main research scholars, what they do, they take one research idea, go for 8 to 9 months. In the end of 9 months, they drop it. It is not feasible. Vigyana has got a one particular section only for validation of your idea. You put your research idea there and then click. Vigyana will give you whether it is worth to pursue this particular research topic or not. It is going to take only 10 minutes of yours. Only 10 minutes you can take an idea, fine tune it from your own way, with your own interest, with what are the resources available to you. Whether you want to sit in your own campus inside this thing and with your facility you want to do, you give like that. Then Vigyana will create that type of a research ideas for you, because this is made for Indians with the consultation with some 19 top professors of the world. Means their entire brainy thing is put through algorithm inside Vigyana. Vigyana has got 2200 plus Einstein level thinking pathways inbuilt. Vigyana has got Socratic questioning and feedback system inbuilt. In the sense, whatever you do, each button you click, Einstein is working for you, Socrates is working for you. That is the type of thing, because we don't want um, Indian researchers to suffer. Now let us stop the suffering. Let us put that in the back. Now let us look at the future. So Vigyana is actually designed for the future. So here it is validation of idea. Then third one is logical flow of research. Means you have got a research idea. You know where you are going to start, where you are going to end. Vigyana will give you step by step logical flow for your research. You come from here to here by doing this, here to here, doing this, here to here. Means these are all, as I was telling you earlier, Tan Padi, Devam Padi. You have, God half, you have, AI half. So this is a way. Vijnana is holding your hand and walking through the path. There is nothing illegal here. There is nothing unethical here. There is no free lunch here, because Vijnana is always augmenting you. When you say one, Vijnana will say 1 plus 1. When you say two, Vijnana will say 2 plus 2. In this way, you will get elevated one by one. Now let us see here critical thinking and investigation. This is what the most important thing. This is what the thing actually not not practiced in anywhere in the campus. We cannot live with that particular thing in generative AI era. Now let me tell you what are the things happening here. Critical thinking and investigation. Critical thinking is the AI. You see the same graph what I was showing here. What I was showing here. See here, this you must apply intellectual standards, 10 intellectual standards to the elements of reasoning, eight elements of reasoning. Now you see something is pulsating here. This pulsating, this dotted line, research is happening there. Research is not happening at any other place. Real curiosity, real investigation, real research is happening there in this intellectual standards and elements of reasoning, because this is what the heart of Vigyana. You give your research context, you give your research problem and question, then you click here, which is the place in which you want to do the critical thinking. Just with the 4 to 5 click, you are actually going to the different level. You are actually going to another level in research. This is what actually required by an Indian research scholar. Now, coming second, Bloom's taxonomy in research. What is Bloom's taxonomy in research? I will tell you that most research, you go to Shodhganga, if you see those research papers, it is better to take a peeler, vegetable peeler, and peel your skin. That is better, because by reading some of the papers, you feel like dying, committing suicide. But this is what is required is that if you are doing a research and if you want to do it at this particular level of Bloom's taxonomy, what will qualify you for that? What will qualify your research for that particular level of Bloom's taxonomy? Now, here on the left-hand side, you write your research question, domain, purpose, and your research uniqueness and explanation, etc., etc. And you click here on the Bloom's taxonomy level. Vigyana will tell you exactly if you want to do that research at this level of Bloom's taxonomy, let it be analysis, let it be evaluation, let it be creation, metacognitive creation, then you will get a correct report that you do this thing. Then your research is at this level of Bloom's taxonomy. Now I am coming to the higher order thinking. What is higher order thinking? Every research is supposed to be higher order thinking. So here there are about 30 unique tools are only designed for Indian research scholars to build higher order thinking. Research frontier generator, cross-domain concept integrator, methodology architect. Then there is A to B reasoning, concept A to concept B reasoning, concept A to concept B interdisciplinary research. So you will get you will get this entire details of higher order thinking. You just put your research idea, or you just put that what is the thing you want to actually investigate. Vigyana will take you to the higher level. That is the reason Vigyana's name is Vigyana. What is Vigyana? Vigyana is knowledge. Our purpose is to first build knowledge, then you build paper. First you build intellectual traits, then you make that your character, then you make your paper. That is what the main purpose of Vigyana. Because Vigyana is not for everyone. Vigyana is actually for if you want to become gold or you want to get gold plated. That's a choice you have to make. If you want to walk around with a gold plating with a little wear and tear, people are going to see what is inside. But if you are going to be the pure gold, then you go through all wear and tear, but still your gold will be more and more shining. So here it is higher order thinking. Now I am going to show you another important sector. It is inspired higher order thinking. What is inspired higher order thinking? Inspired higher order thinking is if you are doing this research. Now let us say if Nikola Tesla was doing this research, how he would have done. If Mary Curie was doing your research, how she would have done your research? How would have been her approach to this research? This is what ultimately Vigyana is going to show you. Because ultimately the objective is to raise the level. You know what? You know what is happening in the entire education system. Last week, I was at some place, some other state. We went for a training program. Suppose you are a high jump coach. You are a coach for teaching or training high jump. You decide that our students can jump only 2 feet high jump because they can jump only that. When you keep your bar at 2 feet, make everyone to jump, whether you are appointed for that. Your job as a teacher is to raise the bar. That is what the term itself called raise the bar. Once you raise the bar, then the requirement of increasing rigor comes. Then people look for methodologies. Then people look for new ideas. In that way, body of knowledge improves. That is the way we all will progress. That Vigyana is for that. So inspired higher order thinking. There are more than 40 there are more than 40 top researchers and top thinkers into Vigyana. This is apart from Einstein level thinking pathways and Socrates questioning and feedback, etc. This is what inspired higher order thinking, over 40 people. Now there is another one called data analysis. Data analysis is including qualitative and quantitative. You put your data analysis, your requirement, then Vigyana does the data analysis for you. So these were the second thing. First thing was research and publication idea. Second is critical thinking investigation. And the third one is research methodology. Please see this. We need to walk the talk. We need to walk through the research methodology. This really follows each step of research methodology, literature review, formulate research, literature review there. This really exactly follows. In literature review, what are the information you have till that time? You add those things. You can attach your PDF. You can put CSV file. You can put your PNG. Everything can be attached. You can put all this iteration input details here, and then start clicking. I will come back this and I will start explaining in more detail. Formulate research problem, identifying variables, constructing hypothesis, research design, study design, data collection methods, attitudinal scales, validity and reliability of research instruments, sample selection, writing research proposal, then data collection, data processing, displaying data, then research report, then preparing for viva-voce. These many things are systematically, means a person who is doing a PhD, that's doing a research, or if you are going, can go from one step by step, so that while doing so, you will get many ideas for new and new research and publication. So this is what now we are coming to Indian knowledge system. In Indian knowledge system, there are three sections in this. One, mining past for new knowledge. See, Indian knowledge system, we know that anything and everything, whatever we are seeing or whatever we are buying as a product, it's some reason it is there in Indian knowledge system. Because last 300 years, we didn't build upon it. Last 300 years, we missed. If we are not going to do anything immediately, another 100 years we are going to miss. And this 400 years and all, very difficult to make up. So last 300 years, we didn't build upon that. Therefore, our knowledge got stopped at some place. Other countries, they were doing. So Vigyana's first thing here is mining past for new knowledge. Second is building a new future with wisdom from the past. I repeat, building a new future with the wisdom from the past. Third thing is interdisciplinary research using Indian knowledge system. These are the three important things. And Vigyana is always growing, so Vigyana will always continue to have new features on this. Okay, so before I go further, let me show you some more thing. There is one thing in Vigyana, it is called a report. This is what the report generation section of Vigyana. Here I will show you that. There is a saying, you know, Taj Mahal is built with marble blocks. Each marble blocks is actually cut properly for a particular position. If you are going to try, make a Taj Mahal just with one click, that Taj Mahal will be fully plagiarism. Everywhere it will be written, built by Shah Jahan for Mumtaz. It will be written like that because it will be plagiarism. But if you are going to use AI at marble block level, and you are cementing it together, then there is no plagiarism in that. Vigyana is following the second methodology. In Vigyana, based on your research, you are actually making marble block, marble block, marble block. You are making so many marble blocks. Then what are you doing? Coming to this report page, in report page, you are putting all those marble blocks, individual collected things, you are putting it together. Then click here, academic paper. There you click. Then with your own research topics, with your own things, your academic paper is getting generated in Vigyana. These are all. Vigyana has got everything new, everything unique, everything customized for Indian research scholar. So more than academic paper, you can make a blog spot, you can article, you can write a story, speech, presentation deck, etc., etc. Various things you can get from Vigyana. You, based on this, you can customize your research paper. For example, now in the case of academic paper, here you are uploading on the left hand side. You are seeing three columns here. First one is research repository. Second one is format selector. Third one is output customizer. So in research repository, you are going to deposit all those information what you collected through your research. You are putting it here. Second place is, it is a format selector. you are going to select what you want. So first one is, it is a default one is academic paper. So once you selected academic paper, on the third subject, third place, you can put this one output customizer. In that you can say what is the paper paper type, that is empirical research, theoretical analysis, systematic review, meta analysis. You can see the paper type, target run journal or conference. Then what is the citation style? You want to use it in APS 7th edition, MLA, Chicago, Harvard. You can decide like that. Then what is the word count? What is the target word count? Then what are all the structural requirement? The structural requirement in the sense, what are the things you want to put it in the research paper? Abstract, introduction, literature review, theoretical framework, methodology, result finding, discussion, conclusion, references, appendices. Then you can put that one. What is the abstract word limit for this? Then you can see the selection emphasis. Then you can put how much you want to give. You want to give weightage, emphasis on literature review, emphasis on methodology, emphasis on result, discussion, conclusion, implication, etc. Then the tables and figures, how many you want. Then based on this, you customize everything. Some time back, I came across one website called oriateai.com. There, what you have to do is give one keyword and click. Then you will get a research paper. You have to pay $20 every month. You can make 10 papers out of it. But thing is that if you are going and showing that paper to any reputable journal, if that editor has got an AK-47, you will get killed immediately. That is that will be the that will be the citation of that paper. Therefore, it is very important that we have to do it in ethical way. But at the same time, we have to use technology for heavy lifting. At the same time, we cannot miss that there is something called AI exiting, because even if you are not using AI, your competitor, everyone, everywhere is using AI, knowingly or unknowingly. By showing everyone or in hidden condition, they are going to use it. So therefore, Vigyana is the ideal thing built for Indian researchers. It is. So so uh, uh, so this is what the report section of Vigyana. Now I will go go in there in the top in the first page and come back. Before that, let me show you one more thing. Here there is a button called knowledge. This knowledge is for learning center. Knowledge is for learning center. This learning center is Vigyana is teaching you research methodology through artificial intelligence and critical thinking. It is not a dry research methodology. This is done in an interactive way. Means complete interactive way, research methodology plus applied critical thinking plus artificial intelligence. These many lessons are there in this critical thinking, literature review, problem formulation, identifying variables, constructing hypothesis, research design, study design, data collection method, attitudinous case, data processing, displaying data, AI for research, research report. Everything is in part of knowledge. Now I will take you another place. It is citation. The citation is in Vigyana. You can find citation in 4 different ways. One, A, semantic contextual expansion. B, citation network exploration. C, cross-disciplinary citation mining. D, authorship pattern analysis. In these 4 different ways, you can give citation. You can get citation. Only thing you have to refer, you have to clearly tell that where do you need a citation. For example, when you are seeing a Google map, wherever you make a turn, there you need a guidance. So in Vigyana's thing, Vigyana is a purposeful research. In Vigyana, wherever you need a turning, means you should have a justification for that turning. there you need a citation. So you specifically say, exactly, I need a citation to prove this, to support this. Then Vigyana will give a citation for that. Means in that way, instead of putting a flood of citation, you will put citation at the appropriate level. Now let me go back and I will start showing this. Explore. So this is the Vigyana's first page, that is identification and fine-tuning of idea. I will show you the very basic thing of that. Yeah, if you already have a rough idea for research, I am going to, means you need to only fill three information here. Only three information, because while taking bath, while taking class, or while speaking to a friend, or while a book, you got an idea spark. Immediately come to Vigyana and key in that idea spark. Because we are all from various domains, I am going to put a very common thing only to show you. I am going to put one thing that sedentary work leads to heart attack. This is my rough idea. This is my rough idea. Now, write what is the context. My context is medicine or I am putting lifestyle. Okay. Now, only three information we require, because you got an idea spark. Even this spark will become a big fire. So therefore, we cannot leave it. Therefore, we have to search, we have to fine-tune it, we have to make it validate. Therefore, and what is the objective or expected outcome of this research? What is the intended outcome? See, Vigyana won't allow any research without a purpose. Means that purpose should not be like bibliometrics. Somehow I want to publish a paper. That it cannot be a purpose here. Vigyana needs a purpose. So I am going to write to suggest labor reforms to the government. So I have given sedentary work leads to heart attack. I can make it a more fine-tuning. Heart attack among IT professionals of Pune. I am speaking to you from Pune. So medicine, lifestyle to suggest labor from. Now, once I fill this three information, that is what the idea spark I have. I just click here. Click here to review multiple research ideas based on your rough idea. Now, Vigyana will take thinking, Einstein level thinking pathways. Now Vigyana will take some time for thinking, and Vigyana will come with Vigyana's suggestion and logic. And when you continuously interact with Vigyana, you are actually raising your level. Your personality will get changed, so that people will start thinking that you are a thinker, you are a real faculty member. So now here, see like this, restated core idea. Sudden means whatever roughly I spoke, Vigyana is restating it. Restated core idea. Sedentary occupational patterns among information technology professionals in Pune are potentially contributing to heightened cardiovascular health risk, necessitating evidence-based labor reform recommendation. See, whatever I wrote in small chunks, Vigyana made this as a restated core idea. Then Vigyana is thinking in three different ways for this. One is conversion pathways. That is pathway A. It is evidence first conversion. Second one is pathway B, people first conversion, then pathway C, prototype and test. So it is saying like that you have got three pathways for the research, doing research in this. Which one? Pathway A you want, pathway B you want, pathway C you want. It is actually showing that what are all the, when appropriate to use that pathway A, what will be the typical output, what are the type of the data required, and quick start step for doing that research. Then pathway B, it is people first. It is saying when it is appropriate to do this type of pathway research, typical output, and what are the data required, and what are the quick start step for that. Then pathway C, prototype and test, how it is to be done, so that you get a very good clarity from the very beginning of that. Now, pathway D, policy and systems. Now, research idea. In pathway A, if you are doing, see, Vigyana is giving you 4 research ideas here based on this. In pathway B, it is giving another 4 or 5 research idea. In pathway C, it is giving another 4 or 5, and pathway D, it is means totally based on your idea spark. Based on your idea spark, Vigyana has already given you 15 research ideas. It is not bibliometric. Means bibliometrics is based on somebody's calculation. Means it is something like there is a vacancy there, you go and join. Means you don't even ask what is the job and what will be the working condition. But here it is actually based on your idea. Now, if you take from here, you take this you take one title from here. I am copying one title from here, and then I am going to close this. I want to fine tune it. I am coming to fine tuning of your research idea. I am pasting that particular thing from the suggestion. I am keeping my this area same. It is medicine and lifestyle. Then I am writing here purpose is same because I didn't change that, to suggest labor reforms to the government. Now you see this. Now I am clicking. I can do this 2 different ways fine tuning. One is domain focus fine tuning. Second is interdisciplinary fine tuning. Now you just see how Vigyana builds this. Build. First you were taking shower. You got an idea. You came and filled this, and then you clicked. Vigyana modified this and made it into 15 doable research in 4 different pathways. Now you went through that based on all information, all the facility, all this your circumstances, your time availability. You select one, you can fine tune it. Then you are copying it here. No, then you are pasting it here for fine tuning. Here you can fine tune it 2 different ways. It is domain focus fine tuning, means it will go only through particular domain. Then you are having interdisciplinary fine tuning. Interdisciplinary fine tuning means it will use various technologies, various discipline. You know that it is very good for getting funding, and it is very good for publishing. So therefore I am going to click interdisciplinary fine tuning. I am going to click. Now, Vigyana will take my selected topic. Vigyana is going to do fine tuning through interdisciplinary way. Now you are getting another level of research topic. Now you see this one, interdisciplinary fine tuning. How is it coming? And none of this thing is surrogate pregnancy. It is actually your own. Everything you are building on your own from A. We are only in the gate now. We are only in the gate. I will take you 3 to 4 hours for explaining this, but we are only in the gate. Interdisciplinary fine tuning. See now, various research ideas it is coming here. Various research ideas you are getting. Title, It is saying the title, why this is innovative and guidance. Means you are actually from here itself, you got 15 interdisciplinary ideas. Interdisciplinary ideas. Now, if there are any bibliometry fans, what they can do is that they can take this and go there and see whether it has got validation. Even though Vigyana has got Vigyana's own validation. So here we can give like this interdisciplinary fine tuning. You got 15 ideas for interdisciplinary. Now the thing is you understood. You understood that what is going to happen here. Now come here. If you don't have a research idea but have deep interest in academics, what you need to do? You need to only fill academic field of interest 1, academic field of interest 2. Here it is. Here academic field of interest 1, academic field of interest 2. Academic interest, field of interest 3. There is a question here. There were 2 questions here. That is, one is whether Vigyana.org is accessible. Next week it will be accessible. Second thing is that whether Vigyana.org is free, because it is not or anybody with a deep pocket. It is developed by a team of big means people like you and me put some very big amount into this. Therefore, no one is absorbing this and nobody is selling your data. People who give a free software, because they will take you as a product and they sell you. But in the case of Vigyana, nobody is selling you. Therefore, you they use it, they may need to pay. So here academic field of interest, your passion or hobby. Vigyana is considering your passion or hobby because you are going to carry your research for quite some time. So it should be really close to your heart. Therefore, passion or hobby, extracurricular activities, and your current your research skill, everything after doing a total understanding your viewers, then Vigyana will customize research topic for you. And this topic customized, this can be used. This can be used for fine tuning according to your interest. That is domain focus fine tuning, the domain focus fine tuning or interdisciplinary fine tuning. Then once you have done that, then it is validation of idea. You need to only put this is a detail of fine-tuned research idea. On the left-hand side, you are seeing iteration input. On the right-hand side, you are seeing iteration output. You know that research is research. Means we are doing fine-tuning again and again till it is become irreducible, till it becomes something valuable. Therefore, on the left-hand side, what you have to put iteration input. You put your iteration. Then on the right hand side, you are seeing some 21 buttons are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into 3. There are 21 buttons. Based on your idea, you can click here. You can get originality assessment. How original? How original is your research? It is going to give a score out of 10 with the justification of that score and advises Socratic feedback and questioning, advises how to improve that score. Means it has got a feedback mechanism in such a way that even if you go and tell you invented cure for cancer, it is going to ask you for more. Therefore, you always will be pushed to the corner. Therefore, it is always for continuous improvement. Therefore, you have to stop at where you want to stop. It is your job to stop. Vijnana will never stop. And then value proposition. Vigyana will tell you if you are going to pursue this research, what is ultimately the value. Then application spectrum means you, because we are all tunnel vision people. We do not know the real application of the research what we do. Vigyana knows. If you are saying that you are doing this research, Vigyana will take you from various places in the world and tell that you can do research in this way. Then for research question formulation, if you are pursuing this research, what are the type of research questions? And then you can choose from that. Literature synopsis, then hypothesis generation. You see this one with your rough idea. You click on hypothesis generation. Vigyana will give some 6 to 8 hypotheses. Then it is your choice which hypothesis you want to take. Then here it is resource compilation. If you are going to do research on this, what are all the resources you need? Then 8 scale projection. These are all not fully. This is only the starting of Vigyana. This is only for your validation. This is only for you to take a decision within 10 minutes whether you want to do this research or not. We are not entered into the real research. It is actually an ocean because you can sit A to Z of research to the publication. That is what the promise of Vigyana. Therefore, resource compilation, scale projection, you know that same research can be done in various scales. So here, what is that scale? 9, stakeholder mapping. Very important for getting a funding. Who are all the who are all the people affected by this? Who are all the people getting benefited by this? And impact analysis. If you are doing this research, what is the real impact? 11, metacognitive inquiry and questions. This is the higher level, as we are telling about. In Bloom's taxonomy, in revised Bloom's taxonomy, the most important thing is that level. It is the highest level of knowledge, metacognition. Then 12, interdisciplinary explanation. Then 13, engaging pitch construction. You know that one sad thing, you go to any campus, there are good research scholars. Do you know their main problem? They don't know to speak about their research. They don't know to convince other person about their research. They cannot create interest in other person about their research. This is also taken by care by Vigyana. Vigyana gives this one engaging pitch construction, how to talk to other people about your research. Then ethical consideration, methodological advisor. If you are going to pursue this research, what are all the research methodologies what you will be following? 16, validation strategy. How to validate it? 17, data visualization ideas. 18, collaboration opportunities. 19, funding pathway strategies. Means you should be strategic for funding is coming to you take your fund because you have to actually strategize and you have to make a fine tuning for that. 20 publication avenues, 21 long term visioning. Now, this will take only 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, whether you want to pursue this research or not. This you are not even entered to Vigyana. This is only for validation. Now, go to next. Let us go to next. That is logic flow of your research. Means here you have to only say, this is what I am going to start. This is what. Then Vigyana will give you the logical flow. How you have to go ahead with this. Now we are coming to the second one. Critical thinking and investigation. Critical thinking and AI. I was telling you, this is the real heart of research. This is what the secret. You won't see this particular thing anybody else using in India because it is not taught. In here, critical thinking is only to write and keep in the shelf because critical thinking is not encouraged. And at the same time, we tighten the screw and tell that you come up with good research. How it is possible? We tighten and we don't encourage people to build their language and ability to do insight. As someone was telling that language is the vitamin D for absorbing any knowledge and building our own, constructing our own insight. ultimately the new research can come only from inside. This is what actually Vigyana is for. You must develop inside. If you are not developing inside, you will actually go for. I will tell you a story. You know what? There is someone went abroad. There was a humor club means they know that humor is the best medicine. So many people come together, they tell humor, and they all laugh. And uh, and that person, he understood that. He came to India, he started laughing club. There is a big difference between humor and laughing. And here he told that everybody come together and laugh. You just to go to ChatGPT and see what is the difference between getting a humor and laughing and just standing and laughing. This is what the difference between research happening in some other place and research happening here. When we are doing the research only for the purpose of publication, this is what happening. It won't go through our cognitive system. It is not building us. It is not transforming us. It is not creating any change in us. It is not giving any inspiration or engagement with the people around us. This is what actually happening with this type of research. Vigyana is the solution for that. Vigyana's main objective is that we have to raise level. We have to, each faculty member should get time. They cannot get frustrated, because this frustration will be transferred to their students, their family members, etc., etc. Already faculty members are already overloaded. So here in the critical thinking, you need to write what are the things you have here, and you need to only click here. You will get the type of responses you won't get from any other place. Means that is the level in which the Vigyana is taking the research rigor up. Now we are coming to the next one. Bloom's taxonomy for research. That is, you write your research topic and click the Bloom's taxonomy level, so that Vigyana is going to tell you if your research to be qualified for this particular level, what are the things you must be doing. If you do this, then it will come to the level of Bloom's taxonomy. These things you may not think, but if you want to publish papers in foreign journals, if you want to get appreciation from those places, if you want to be known as a thinker, if you want to be known as a source for original, innovative ideas, then don't follow whatever the failed people are saying. Whatever failed people are saying means they are all living, many people are living with the fabricated papers and fabricated reputation. We cannot live in an AI era. We cannot live with that. Therefore, Vigyana, therefore we need new ideas. We need to raise our rigor. We need to broaden our thinking. That is the reason Vigyana. So now let us go ahead, higher order thinking. This is what the higher order thinking. What are all the ways? About 40 tools only for building higher order thinking. You give your research idea and other things appropriately at places. You get to the higher order thinking, various ideas in this way. People will start asking you from where you got this idea. So that is the level. Now, third, this is inspired higher order thinking. As I was telling you earlier, 40 top thinkers of the world, their thinking is evaluated and put it in part of an algorithm. So you need only to put your research idea or hypothesis here, or research problem. Then you are going to get it. If Mary Curie is going to do your research, how she would do this. Then data analysis. I need not write anything, tell anything about that. Now I am coming to research methodology. I will show you this. Research methodology, right from literature review, formulating research problem, identifying variables. You know that these are all established best practices. So Vigyana is holding you not to leave best practices. You are actually walking through the best practices done by the top researchers in the world with all support of Einstein 2200 plus thinking pathways with Socratic questioning and feedback and with the power of artificial intelligence used in ethical way and with the support of about 19 top professors from USA and UK. With this, we have to take a very important path so that you will be always in safe hands and you will be walking and you will be progressing every day. That is what the purpose of Vigyana. We don't want any more person to go and buy liquor because of the tension related to research. We don't want anyone to become drug addict. We don't want anyone to leave their moral path only to publish a paper. So therefore, we need Vigyana, we need support. So this is what the real purpose of it. Now this is following the total research methodology one by one. I will show you the common structure here. On the left hand side, you will see iteration input. On the right hand side, we will see iteration output. So you are going to suppose you are in literature review. You know that at the stage of literature review, what are the information you have? You have a tentative research problem statement. You have preliminary research question. You have a draft list of keywords. Draft list of keywords. You have names of database search engine. You can write all those information, preliminary information you have at the stage of literature review. You write it. Then come to the right hand side, that is literature iteration output. That is synthesized summary of literature, keyword analysis, research problem clarification, methodological mapping, theoretical and conceptual framework overview, applied contextual understanding, reference trend analysis, historical progression mapping, cross-disciplinary insights, gap identification, evaluation of methodologies. You see, this is covered because first is 9. It is Bloom's taxonomy's K3 and K4 level. And when it is coming to the second, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 into 3, 12. Second part 12. It is in the Bloom's K5, K6. That is evaluation, creation, metacognitive, and new research idea. These are the things coming in this. So what you need to do is that you fill all your information available at that stage on the left-hand side iteration input. Then click the relevant button there on the right hand side iteration output. Then you will get such a superior ideas about this literature review. Then second, go to formulate research problem. Each stage it has got a 12-step research methodology. You know that based on your research you can skip certain research. If you are doing quantitative qualitative mixed, or you are doing a research of physics or a research of social sciences, or you are doing research of marketing, then you can skip some of the thing. This Vigyana steps of research methodology and everything made it in such a way that you can start from anywhere. It is not necessary that you are going to a new research and you can start only from here. You can start from anywhere. Suppose your research is research already progressed up to 60%. From that 61%, you can start using Vigyana. So that is, and Vigyana should be there with you every day, every time, so that you are always, you are a knowledge worker. You are always there to improve your knowledge. You are always there to help and guide the deserving people. In that way, you will become the right faculty member, right teacher, right researcher, whatever envisaged by Swami Vivekananda or by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. That is what the purpose of Vigyana. So now Now, thing is that we have got only less than 10 minutes time. So I am going to stop here. But anytime, if anyone has got any clarification, my request is that please contact IPSR solution. Please contact, you have the contact detail. You have the contact details of IPSR solution. Please contact, and then we can even plan a separate demonstration of this, so that we can take it forward. By next week, this portal will be live. Remember, vigyana.org. So any question of anything, it is about research methodology, the anything you can ask. If I know, I will tell.
I've put the contact details in the chat. So are you done with your presentation?
Yes.
Okay, if you have
If
any
there
questions.
are no more, if there are no more questions, then I am done with that.
All right, okay. Those who are interested to know about Vigyana, there is the WhatsApp contact number I've put in the chat. You can contact that number for details. Okay, so if you want a presentation on that separately, you can have it. All right, if that is done, then we will move on to our last session. That is going to be the word of thanks and gist of learning. This is going to be done by Mrs. Deept Lopez, HOD, first year engineering, St. John College of Engineering and Management. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please proceed.
Yeah, good evening, all. We just had a deep and very well presented session on generative AI in research led by Dr. Suresh Namboothiri. Let me just recap the key highlights of today's session. The session began with reflecting on the true purpose of doing research, emphasizing quality and impact over mere metrics. Dr. Namboothiri pointed out that bibliometrics is not a reliable tool for doing impactful research. He stressed that what truly matters in research are the three pillars of research that are critical thinking, originality, and rigor. These form the foundation of meaningful contributions. Sir shared a comprehensive list of 24 challenges faced by Indian research scholars, giving us insight into the practical hurdles we need to address. Critical thinking framework was elaborated through a detailed discussion on critical thinking framework, which comprises of 10 intellectual standards, 8 elements of reasoning, and 8 intellectual traits. Adopting this framework can elevate research quality and impact. I must say that the heart of today's session was the detailed demonstration of the Vigyana website, which showcase how Indian research scholars can leverage to support their research workflow with generative AI capabilities. Overall, the session linked the power of generative AI with sharpening critical thinking, fostering originality, and maintaining rigor, all essential for high impact research. On behalf of St. John Technical and Educational Campus, I sincerely thank Dr. Suresh Namboothiri for his rich, insightful presentation and for guiding us on AI, how it can be responsibly and effectively used in research. I thank all the participants for attending today's session. I thank IPSR Solutions for arranging such FDPs. Tomorrow will be the last day of our FDP. So I wish all the participants happy learning and good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Deepti Lopez, for the word of thanks and gist of learning. I think we have done for today's session. Tomorrow will be our last session, the day of 6, and it will be we will be having outcome-based academic research that will be taken by Dr. Kamal Shah, also closing remarks by Dr. Suresh Namboothiri, and then we will have the validatory function. All right, everybody, thank you again for joining this session. We will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. sharp. Thank you, everybody. Have a pleasant evening.